Hello and thanks for joining me again. On Friday, I signed the right of first refusal bill into law. I want to thank the County Council for its unanimous support for this retooled law. It will help smooth the acquisition process for affordable housing properties in Montgomery County that we're helping to preserve. Last summer, we celebrated a victory for more than 345 families at the Westchester West Apartments in Silver Spring, where naturally occurring affordable housing was in danger. The county was able to use the right of first refusal law to partner with nonprofit organizations to prevent families from being priced out of their homes. Without this law, the county had to come up with the full amount of settlement and then go through a second settlement with a nonprofit to transfer the property to them. We get paid back, but the extra costs are unnecessary. This bill, by allowing us to assign the rights to a nonprofit pre-sale, means there's only one settlement between the seller and the nonprofit. This saves everyone money. The bill also limits the amount of money that the county has to come up with as earnest money, again saving us cash. It should facilitate more and easier acquisitions of affordable housing. In a world of rising real estate costs and rising rents, protecting rental properties that are already affordable helps longtime residents live where they want to live, including staying right where they are. We have to use everything in our toolbox, including improvements to our right of first refusal process, to protect our community from becoming unaffordable. For more information about our efforts to produce, preserve, and protect affordable housing, please visit montgomerycountymd.gov/DHCA. This weekend, I stopped by the White Oak and Wheaton libraries to participate in Read Across America Day and kick off a week-long celebration of literacy. These events were a collaboration between Montgomery County Public Libraries and the Jewish Council for Aging Heyman Interages Center. The program is a one-on-one reading program that pairs a JCA volunteer with a child between kindergarten and third grade. Volunteers are recruited, vetted, and trained about the intergenerational communication by the JCA. We also encourage older kids to read to younger ones during these visits to help promote reading and encourage children to read more. I'm always glad to be able to participate in Read Across America events. This weekend took me back to the years I spent teaching 4th and 5th graders at Rolling Terrace Elementary in Tacoma Park. When I ran for county executive in 2018, one of the things I stressed was the need for comprehensive strategies to address student needs inside and outside the classroom. Those needs have only seemed to grow since then. All students need to master reading because it really is the gateway to the knowledge they need. And it can even be fun. I want to thank the work of teachers, librarians, family members, JCA volunteers, and anyone who helped make it easy for others to enjoy reading. JCA's Interages program helps connect seniors with school-age children for mentoring opportunities. This is a year-round program and is open to more participation on both ends of the spectrum. Visit accessjca.org/interages for more information. Our libraries also host several reading programs across our county to help kids strengthen their reading skills, including After-School Reading Club and the Read to a Dog program. Learn more about these programs, visit montgomerycountymd.gov/library. I'm proud that our county has reintroduced the bakery program at our Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation. I recently visited this bakery. I'd been there years earlier, and I met participants and sampled some of their baked goods. Food was great, even if it didn't fit in my diet, but it was well worth making an exception for. It was evident that these participants were learning a useful skill that will help them find employment once their time is served. Before the program was discontinued some years ago, its graduates actually went on to good-paying jobs that were available because of the skills they developed there, and I know this program is going to build on that. This is exactly what we want people doing while they're in serving time in a correctional facility. Our goal is to make sure they don't ever come back, and by giving incarcerated individuals training and education opportunities, we are reducing our rates of recidivism. I want to introduce you to some of the participants and share with you why it has great potential to help a great deal of people in Montgomery County. Please enjoy the video.
for baking as a class for a learning experience.
Personally, it's going to make me more well-rounded.
Once you get a criminal record, getting employed is extraordinarily difficult. And so if you're not going to get employed, it leaves very narrow opportunities to actually find money. And what you want to do is make sure that people can get employed.
One of the students yesterday told me, he had baked the cake and he seen it come out, and he was just, flabbergasted. And I was like, what's wrong? He was like, it's just something about making something from scratch. I said, yeah, you feel like you accomplished something, that you started something from beginning to end, and you can actually see that product, and it makes you proud.
A program like this is so important because, one, it taps into people's passion, not just for bakery, but like in other things. It can show them basically the instructions, the principles, the avenues that it can have. It gives them a hope, and that hope, hope can never be killed.
I think everybody's got to understand that you can't make a sentence to jail a lifetime sentence of not being employed. I think all of us understand the logic of that.
Some people have a lot of kitchen knowledge, they have a little bit of baking skills, and some of them have none at all. So pretty much I teach how I was taught. So I pretty much do a lot of hands-on things. Some people need more attention than others or more help than others.
We used to have a really good program here, and during the recession, that program was one of the casualties of the recession. And I've always wanted them to put it back, and we were able to put together a plan, and we've now reopened it. And it's great because people get training. They get training for real jobs. They leave here with certificates, so that makes them employable with a higher level of skills.
We do look at programs like Sweet Release Bakery Program as an opportunity that can fit many different paths for individuals looking for a different option once they are released from the facility.
The rehabilitation part of corrections began in discussions in the late 1960s. Our county had the foresight to look at we needed to address a disadvantaged, impoverished population that was coming through our jail system to best transition them, to help promote them to not come back into the system. And so in 1972, the Department of Corrections added rehabilitation. And not only did they put reentry programs within our jail, we also put a pre-release center that we placed in Rockville. And that pre-release center, which is still in existence today, over 50 years, provides evidence-based counseling services to our residents that are returning into the community.
Even the wisdom you learn here can apply into other businesses, even jobs and stuff like that. So that's one of my aspirations. One of my aspirations is also to open a bakery business.
We had a joke last class about kneading the dough, and that was a lot of their favorite part because they get to beat on the dough to let out some anger. So yeah, it's been rewarding, hearing the feedback. I have so many classmates just from these 2 classes to tell me, this class saved me or changed my life, or just talking to you every day helped me get through just to the next day.
It's definitely a bonding. It definitely brings people closer together. I'm actually getting closer to all the guys in here.
The avenues that's being opened up, knowing how to run what is called a semi-high production bakery, stuff like that is good to know.
So having something to do and grow with my children when I get out would be ideal. And more programs like this in the facility would be ideal for the residents.
If you follow the rules and regulations, you can make it, like I said, brotherhood, yeah. I've met a lot of good people here. We're not bad people, we're just making mistakes in life.
And we've actually built a reputation of graduating people out of pre-release who are good employees, and that employers come back to us year after year asking for our employees. So I want to do more of that, and I want to make sure as many people as possible, if you have this unfortunate experience of being in jail, that at least when you leave here, you can say your life can be different. There's another path that doesn't lead back here again. Thank you to our Public Information Office for spending the time to work on that video and highlight a program that I feel is helping people expand their skill set and get ready for the next chapter of their lives. In the meantime, I continue to spend time in Annapolis working on the county's legislative agenda. I've been talking about legislation to bring greater budgetary accountability to the schools, working on bills to curb reckless and irresponsible driving that we're seeing, legislation to crack down on fentanyl, and legislation that would allow all counties to create much more progressive tax structures than we have today. There's a lot going on. Finally, later this week, you'd be hearing more from us about COVID. The feds have changed their guidelines, and it will result in some changes to current policies and programs. The current version of COVID has been much more mild, but for vulnerable populations, it can still be deadly. It kills more than 3 times more people than the flu does. It remains important that seniors and other health-compromised individuals get the vaccines for COVID and the other respiratory diseases. So that's a wrap for today. Thank you for joining me this week, and I will see you again next week.